Hey, my name's Brock Starman from truckerstrong news and highlights and more. Here to talk about the news of the past 6 months to a year. I want to take you back to last year, actually, when Syria, when they were, it's still going on as a fight, of course, and you have, what's going on around the world. Well, the thing is that we are basically doing like we did back in World War II. We set out the war all the way, and we did not want to get into World War II at all. Well, we got involved because we got hit in Pearl Harbor. Now, when we got hit, it pushed us into World War II. Now, this plane that has went missing, and they ain't been able to find it, which I'm sure they probably know where it's at. But the thing is it's gone. And even the news media, it's gone. They ain't even talked about it yet. I mean, you see it more on YouTube and everywhere else before you see it anywhere on the news. So you see, that tells me that it's dropped the story, which is dangerous. Because now, whatever's going on overseas, like Syria, Libya, and even in Russia going into Ukraine, that's all part of a big war called basically World War III. You hear it every once in a while saying they're trying to start World War III. Well, they would be. That's exactly what they're trying to do. You got all these countries going just at each other. Now, we'll stay at it. We'll stay at it like we've been doing for the past 6 months to a year. Okay? That plane, I have a feeling, is going to do something to us. But it's going to cause us to push us into World War III. Which what it did in World War II. Which, if you look what happened in World War II, it got us out of the Depression. When people went to work, people ate. I mean, everything worked out right. And it got the country up again. Now, you see, there's a lot of things that I think is going to happen here. And I seriously think the Pope, when he said that he wants to baptize an alien, that tells me there that they're fixing to disclose a lot of things to us soon. Don't know when, but, the Bible never talks about aliens. All it talks about angels. Could that mean aliens? We don't know. You gotta take it the way you believe in, I guess. I ain't gonna throw the Bible at you, but it's just its truth. The thing is that if it holds up true, that means our fight is not here. It's up there. And you see, the reason why I say that is that you can't fight each other to fight the devil. Okay? You have to be together. There's 2 countries that can come together, maybe 3. In us, Russia, and China, maybe even China. I'm pretty sure they've got a heck of an arsenal of their own. You see, the thing is, it would take them 3 countries to fight. You see, because people, they think the devil comes from beneath. That ain't true. The beast, I'm sure, is down there. I don't know. We don't know. No one knows. But we do know they're up there. And that means they come here to try to hurt us. They might try to perceive to be the God, but they're not. I've always said, you can even read the Bible and it states that, these things will look like locusts, but they'll have face just like a human being. Black breastplated metal. And that's exactly how the Bible puts it too. So to me, our friends would not be them. That would be the devil. And I think we can all agree with that. So that means, who is our friend? Well, who do they look like? Well, they don't look nothing like us. They look totally different. Okay? They have evolved from human to something else. And they know it, and you see, that's why they come like a thief, because no one knows they're coming. Because of the fact they're coming in to help us out. And the reason why they're doing that, they're getting all the kids, all the women, all them out of here. Because they know they got to, because the women and the children can't fight for themselves. We can, us men can. We'll be stronger. Things will have changed here. Okay? And it's really like, I hate to say it, like Charles Darwin says, you evolve into your environment. So if the earth changes, we have to evolve. It's just like they never know what happens when you go to another planet. We haven't been to another planet, but we more likely will. And to state that, that's even bigger right there. I mean, we don't know what happens to us if we go to another planet. And how we live here on this planet. What happens when we go to a distant planet in our own solar system would be different, all kind of different degrees and all kind of different that we're not used to. We have to evolve to them. We gotta change the way we live. And then and normally after 60 years you get used to it. Your body just changes, and it might take less than that. So that tells you one thing: kids and women. That's why they say children and women first. They can't survive like a man can. They want to get the people they want to get the people that they know that don't need to be fighting out of here. And then when we start to fight, they come back to help us because they know we can't exactly beat them without them. We're still human. We still can bleed. But the thing is that you have to be strong. Okay, and it's all you have to do. You have to find weaknesses between them. And therefore, we're not good with just one person. But you get 1,000 or more men ready to fight, you can beat them. Because you won't get tired. Your will never get tired. They'll get tired of it eventually. Because of the fact that we won't stop. And then when we have the heavens come down to help us fight them, that'll tell you everything you need to know. And the Bible states that the Catholic Church would be dissolved. It's because why it will be dissolved is because of the fact above we will know everything about human life and why we're here and who put us here, who actually made us, which would be God, of course. But like we always say, God's in heaven, the angels are in the heavens, because that's space. Heavens, S plural means the heavens. Okay. Because they're ultimately that God can't control it, but He can control it with the gods. Because they basically run the universe. Basically, we just don't ever see them, and I don't know why we don't. Because back when Jesus was born, they came around because there was no technology. Now we got all kind of technology. They can't just come down here and start talking to us or trying to show their faces. They can't, because of the fact they know what kind of race we are. They have to wait till the earth just goes ballistic and upside down to do something. Because usually when that happens, if anything comes out of the sky, we're going to be like, can you help us? I mean, it's simple. I mean, you're not going to, you got your earth, flipping its poles for Pete's sake. You got, waters rising, going up over land, and taking what you lived away. So hopefully when somebody lands out, we're here to help, you're jumping right on in. No, 9 times out of 10. I know I would. I don't care where they take me as long as I'm living. And my children and everybody else is taken care of. That's the whole point of all this. You see, and even though, not the Bible don't state the day or time. But if we go back and remember Galileo doing his predictions, we will know that when he did his predictions, he also put down that who was going down, and that was Atlantis. Okay, that was one. He was in Rome, Rome, if I ain't mistaken. Now, the other one, Nostradamus, he predicted ours. Now, here's how he put it. He put it that the end will only come 3097. The war will start soon. But when we bury the Antichrist again, because I think she's been buried 3 times. Okay, according to the prophecies. If that's true, and we bury him, we have 1,000 years without him of peace. And that means 1,000 years of Russia, American, and everybody just living a happy life because we got to bury the devil. And it happens. But between the time we do that and get that done with, we will be seeking other places to go, because in 1,000 years will go by, he'll come and rise again. Then the whole earth ends. Period. But that's just according to Nostradamus. His prediction. We all know that sometimes he didn't hit it all. Okay? But that's normal. You ain't gonna hit everything. I mean, you can sit there and predict anything you want. I mean, eventually one day it's gonna happen. But that don't tell you anything. It's just that sometimes you gotta look, when you look for the heavens, you gotta realize who you're looking to. That, don't fight. Just because it don't look like you, don't fight them. No, just go, just stop, because to them, they're big. I mean, they're the only thing that you see that you can have help you. And just as long as they don't shoot or kill your own people, you're fine. But that when they start, kidnapping other people and start killing them and just, murdering them, just for the heck of it, that's the ones you want to run from. Because those will be the ones with a big old scorpion tail on the back of it and face looks just like us. Just think about that. They look just like us, but they look like almost just like locusts. But they got tails on the back that can sting you. And when they mean, I'm gonna tell you this, when they mean dead, zombies will walk. It's not that. It's not anything to do with that. What it is that you will try to die, but you can't. But you ultimately will find death somehow. And what that means is you'll be super strong. But it's up to you. You people, the one watching this video right now, to decide if you want to go with God or the devil. Remember this. Rage, you only let rage happen if you let it happen. Because that's what it is rage in your body. Okay? And the thing is you gotta go with good. With the good gracious of God above. And realize because you can hurt people doesn't make a difference. Okay? If you know that they can't defeat and hurt you, then why hurt them? It wouldn't be no purpose in it. None at all. Even if you get in, you try so hard. Just try. I ain't saying it's gonna happen, but I'm just stating what the Bible puts out. It's called superhuman strength. You're in a rage type deal, okay? That you can just do whatever you want, hit somebody and knock them 20 feet back because you're so strong. Okay? It's like being a titan. David beat the titan. Okay? I mean, that's pretty well it is. God has his own people now. He has his own that he's picked that was born of this earth that we don't know nothing about. Okay? That was, have either been placed here to be able not to be, actually, I guess you can say, be immune to their venom. That's always possible. That he picked them. He put it in their system. He didn't do it when he sent them. He did it later on in life. Like, say, an angel come around him or a UFO or something like that. And they didn't realize what they did to him. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm getting at, guys? And it's called, you put it in them and they don't even know it. They just know they seen a UFO or they seen an angel fly above, overhead. You see, and when that happens and you don't know it, when all of a sudden this stuff starts coming to light, this stuff starts happening, then you realize something was totally different about yourself you didn't even know. And it's because of the fact that God picked you. Basically it was God and gods. Because they always say you have one gift. I mean, just think about it like this. A kid is stuck underneath a car, your child. Okay? You go out there, your adrenaline is running. That you will literally pick that car off that kid and put it off him and pull him out. It's because it's in here, it's in your heart. It's how fast your heart pumps. If you get your heart rate up and keep it up, what you want done will get done. The strength will come out like 10 men. You see, and it's already there. It's been there. I mean, it's like having AIDS. AIDS is in us already. It just needs another bacteria to get in your system to open it up, to actually have it happen. You see, if to actually activate the actual virus itself. Which is like us, we can have something already inside of us. That if the earth changes, say, a little bit, say the poles flip, and it just changes our environment. That could be all it takes to evolve us and change what's inside of us and our blood. Okay, you understand what I'm saying here? That's all it would take. Now, let me get back. I know I'm off topic here, but it's my first time doing this. I've done a few videos, but just trying to get used to talking to a screen, looking at myself. The thing is that you gotta look at it. Obama wanted to hit Syria, but they didn't. They could not do it. They had to wait because of the fact it wasn't time. So what it is, they waited and waited and waited. Now they proceed to kill their Christians, their people, burn down churches, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that means Christians are getting brutalized and hurt. It's not good, because that's look what Ukraine did. They wanted to actually make Jews register. Not good. No, that's exactly what happened in World War II. They registered, but they can't find them and burned them and gassed them. Think about that. It's being foreplayed again. And this plane has went missing. I mean, seriously, has went missing. Is going to be used to get us into World War III. It's going to break out that way. And you see, look at the military. If you remember what the military was back in World War II, we have got the same build-up now that we had in World War II. Now, when we went into World War II, we had to draft, because we didn't have enough to fight. So they drafted, just like they did in Vietnam. So when that takes place, then that means that gives them the will to put through the new world order, because all their men are going to be overseas fighting. And if that's true, and if this all places right according to the Bible, the war won't even get started well enough, good enough. And we'll look up and see of course, the second sun, Wormwood, which would be, they call it the actual wood nemesis, and we call it Planet X and Nibiru. But see, the thing is, Planet X is the one that's the dwarf sun, and Nibiru is the actual planet of the gods, as they quote say. I don't know. I ain't never seen it with my own two eyes, so it's up to the experts on that one. I don't got a telescope big enough. But thing is that this all is connected together. I mean, it's about like that. When you have all this stuff going down at one time, no one really, puts this stuff together. And you see, I work, I do a lot of things. I don't have time to do this, make videos all the time. I just watch what's on the news and just, put it down, put it together, and see if it's all connected. Thing is, from 9/11 up to now, I mean, you've had Clinton, you've had George Bush, you've had, even George Bush the second term, and then Barack Obama and Joe Biden coming out saying New World Order. Well, that's what they want. They have to have it. And the reason being is that this world is getting ready to be invaded by what's above. They know they're coming. They know it. I mean, they've stated in the Bible. They've seen it in the Bible. They've probably even had looks on this thing, making sure of it. And when you have a pope out there saying, "I will gladly baptize an alien," what's that guy? What does that tell you? It tells you right there they know they're coming. They're trying to tell you something. And I'm thinking what happens here is that if I'm looking at this right, they have to take people's minds off this thing. Okay? And the reason being is because they don't want people to get scared. Panic. So what they do is, if something happens here, and what I think happens here is either our super volcano abruptly just goes off, and I would say it had to be a small one, because think about it. You can't have a big one and live and have a life. There's just no way. You'd be living underground for decades and decades and decades, if you understand what I'm saying. So you have to create a small one. A small one just enough. And the only way to stop it would be to crack the earth, crack the crust of our country, which is perfect. Because they're in the fact, down here to New Madrid, that you have a big old sinkhole that's bubbling in Louisiana. So if something hits that thing and as it blows it up, it's going to open it, which is going to make the ground crack all the way up to the Great Lakes. So when that happens, you will split the land, and that's the way the U.S. If you look on some of these maps, that's the way they have it set up, as the Mississippi River, big and huge, where Florida's gone, half of Georgia and Alabama, and the southern half is all gone. You got the west coast gone underwater, okay? But at the same time, you'll see a little trail of the water going all the way up to the big salt super volcano, and it just sits there over it. So what they're doing is they're shutting it down, putting it underwater. And what happens to water? What happens to salt water when you heat it up? Salt water just turns to rock. Okay, I mean you can see that when you look out in the ocean itself. When it gets too cramped up and gets heated, it just turns into rock. So that's what shuts it down, to keep it from really blowing its top enough to at least cause the biggest earthquake ever, and the whole country would feel it. I mean, basically, it'll take our minds off of what's going overseas, and our men will never know about it until the earthquake actually starts, and even then, it wouldn't affect them that bad because they're overseas. Now, this MH, the plane, I think, is a diversion to the point where it cuts all our power. To where it creates an EMP field over our soil that causes them to actually help the whoever is out there that can invade us to get here. Because our power will be shut down, everything will be down because of it. But I also think they're waiting for the perfect moment that the NASA sees the biggest solar flare to hit our Earth will burn everything slap up. So they use it to cover the solar flare, which hopefully puts us in World War III, of course, because an enemy does it. Think about it. An enemy does it. It'll send us all our boys over there. We won't be here to protect our people, our family. Okay, the government will do it. They'll put this country on lockdown so fast your head will spin. Why do you think Obama put down ADD that puts the control in his hands to put the country underneath martial law? Think about it. And it's true. That's how he would do it. And you have to. I mean, you got too many crazy idiots with guns, okay? I mean, they don't need guns, and we all know that. Look at the mass shootings that happen. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. I mean, I've never seen a gun just walk up and kill somebody, okay? I've seen people grab guns and walk up and kill them on TV, of course. But the thing is that you don't see that. People don't think. Everybody thinks that guns should be outlawed. Wrong answer. That's why it's in there. First free speech, and to back that free speech up is the Second Amendment, guns. So that way, when they try to take it away from us, we can pick it up and fight them. I mean, we all know this happens like this. Okay, it's happened in the past. People's got to stand up and got to reach into their gut. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of y'all can agree with that. But the thing is that there's some folks that's got guns that just don't need them. They'll kill anybody that walks up on them. And to me, with that being said, make sure you have plans with your family, okay, to meet up somewhere. If y'all guys are split up somewhere and y'all guys can't get to each other, the place where you dwell at your house, what you do is you just pick a spot in the mountain and say, hey, I'll meet you in the top of them mountains up there, like right here. Go to that one spot, I'll be there. And they'll be there. They said, and like my dad would tell me, if I'm out there, I'm dead. He goes, carry on, go build you something, stay there until things calm down. Just in case. He said you can build anything you want to make power. I mean, then make a fire. I mean, that's all you need. Just remember, get with your friends, do this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, this is real. I mean, I'm 33 years old. My dad served in one war. Okay, and that was the Gulf War. But I'm telling you, it's going to get out of control. This plane, they're going to use it for something. Okay? And it's usually going to be something to cover something up. And it's going to put us straight into the war. I mean, look what's going on over there. We are that close, people, that close to getting into a very big war. Okay? And it's going to be World War III. I mean, all the boys, people like me, are going to be going overseas. Because we don't got a big enough army no more. They have to draft. That's when, people always say that. Why do we have a draft number if they've never used it? They will. That's why you have a draft number, a selective service for all men. That if we get into a war, we will be used. Because that's what they want it for. Just in case we're invaded, we have to draft us to go fight it. And it's true. Just think about it. Use your head. Just look what's going on. Look up what happened back in the 30s. And what it did for us, and what we had to do. We didn't want to get in World War II, but we did because they hit us. That's what drug us into it. Because Japan said, hey, we're your friends, Yeah, right. I mean, come on. Think about it like this. In the Bible states we fought from inside and out, of course. I mean, it's just that, of course we're gonna fall. But let me tell you guys, all you rich people out there that's got a lot of money, just remember this. That money isn't gonna do you a dang good if the market crashes. Because they know that. That's why the Fed was invented. It's a time bomb. So all they gotta do is shut every bank you got down. You can't get it out. And even if you do get it out, good luck. Because you're not gonna be able to use it. It's just simple. Because you go overseas and try to use it over there, they're not gonna take it. Because it's not gonna be worth the money, the paper that it's printed on. And it's not. It's not gonna be worth not a darn thing. So you might as well just get ready to survive, be in survival mode, basically. Collect all you can get, because most people are going to be going after food, okay? And that's fine. All you need to do is go after camping gear. South loves camping. It's all you got to do is, camp. And build things out of wood. You can do it. It's there. You can build a log cabin. You can notch your stuff out. Use mud on the outside of it to let it harden up. And clay, that's what you want to use is clay. Clay will harden up like a dang rock house. And that's what you'll have. And you'll be able to go to these places and still find stuff, and Lowe's they'll be there because people won't think to get it. That you'll know, you will, you guys will know this, to go there. And you can build your building material right there. The thing is that you got to think about it. I mean, this stuff is going to happen. And I can see it coming. I see it coming every day. Each day we live, and each day we go down the road here, and with the miles we travel, we're getting closer and closer and closer. I'd say we're about 3 months out, and I would say that because overseas it's winter right now. Okay, now they love to fight in the summer, so when we're going into winter, they're going into spring. So, I give it about a couple months, maybe 4 months. War's gonna break the slap out, and something's gonna happen here. I can see it coming. I mean, I don't know what it is, how big it's gonna be. I mean, it could be the volcano going off. You never know. I don't know, but we gotta remember something. What are we gonna do when it happens? People say we can't control it. Yeah, we can't control it. There's no go figure. But how are you going to survive? Are you just going to sit there and just rely on the government, knowing they're going to hurt you because of what their mentality is up here? I mean, you got to think about it. A controlled government will have to shave off the people. There's too many. You can't put them all in a FEMA camp. If you put them all, you start to run out of food. You ain't going to be able to grow. So what they'll do is they'll ethnic cleanse it. That's how it works. How do you think they did overseas? You put them all in FEMA camps and try to put them all in one spot. They're about to start shedding that weight. And that's what I mean. You got to be careful. You don't want to go into one of them FEMA camps. You'd rather live on your own and on the land before you go into that. And yeah, you can get away from them. The mountains, you stay in the mountains. They won't never find you. And of course you'd be off the grid. You can't go in there. They'll find you then. You're screwed. You just live with your family. Take your family where it's safe. Just remember that, please. I mean, there's been a lot of things going on in the world. You just need to remember that. Please remember that. I mean, this is not hard. I just know that, between the Syria and now it's worked up into Ukraine, you got them two little, countries bickering at each other, going crazy. And it ain't going to be too long you'll see Russia going into Ukraine and taking it all over. I mean, now they're in another part of that country that's had a vote to go in with Russia. So that tells us something. Russia is just eating as much as they can up. Eventually, we're going to have to stop them. We cannot have them doing that. I mean, like I said in the last video, we can't fight Russia. We can't. It's like beating up our younger sister, I guess you can say. They're just like us. I mean, eventually we're gonna fight them, and when we try, the U.S. soldiers and the Russians will be like, "What are we doing? Are we stupid? We're supposed to be hand in hand here, okay? We gotta fight to help each other. That's why in the end, towards this big war, that we all become the superpower again that we were. U.S. becomes a superpower, the Russia becomes a superpower, but he will control the East. Russia will, the bear. The United States will control the United States and the West part of it. That's how it works. Eventually we will knock out the devil. We'll bury him again. Like the Bible states, we'll have to bury him all over again. And it's true, we probably have to do it. We probably got to beat him somehow. And it usually comes from the strength of us and togetherness. It's just we got to remember, if the face looks like you and it comes from up there, they're not your friends. They're here to kill you. Get ready to fight. If they don't look like you, they'll help you. You might not understand what they're saying because they can't talk. Their telepathy is what they are. They talk with their minds. And that's true because they've actually figured that out. Because they don't talk to them, they try talking, they try doing everything, and it just doesn't do any good, according to some sources. In the actual military, they just don't talk because they can't. But anyway, I'm Starman from Trucker News. I'll have more later on. This is really my first big video I wanted to do, so if I feel like I'm off topic, I'm trying to get better at that. So, you guys have a blessed day. Have fun. Be well.